greetings and salutations, guys. Welcome back to the BFC. How you guys doing today? Yes, lots of good stuff going on. Just sort of messing around with the settings here. Why the hell not? And I'm gonna kick this background. It looks like I have flames. Well, that's what this is all about, right? Flames coming out of my head. As long as there's flames not coming out of anywhere else, hey, that's good. You know what? It's gonna be a fun show today. I want to bring him in right away. Let's bring him in. I'm here with Sam Aker, and so Sam, welcome back to the BFC. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me again. You let me back on. Always appreciated.
Oh man, so yeah, you were out for a while. So what's been going down with you, man? You decided to take a vacation. At a very interesting time, especially in regards to a little reverse split news.
Yeah, it was fun. I tried to follow along as best I could while I was gone. It's gone like 2.5 weeks, but I saw I won't call it the community implosion of QIND ILS, but yeah, it's very interesting. I'm sure we'll get to it though, so I won't jump ahead here.
No, there, there there is no format to the show today whatsoever. This is just me being consistent. It really is. We do have a bourbon of the week. We do have a shout out, a cheers of the week. And you know what? I got to say, it's going to be nice just to talk about and keep up to date with some of the things that are going on. I will actually, I have some guests coming up. I've yet to confirm with JP Backwell of ILIS and QIND. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to have him on live, probably at a different time. It's not going to happen during 8 o'clock because it's going to be like 1 in the morning where he's at. So I doubt that he wants to do the BFC at 1 in the morning. So that'd be pretty damn funny though. But hey, but I'm thinking that something like in the afternoon would be good, just to have a nice Q&A, because there is a lot of excitement building with ILIS and QIND, but I don't want to get there just yet. But I don't. So what have you been following, man? What have you been doing?
Ooh, well, what's a good one? I don't know if any of our SIRC buddies are in the chat right now, but when I was sitting on a beach reading the lawsuit, that was a funny one. I don't know if you've read it. You probably
I have
haven't read it.
not.
You don't follow it. It's
Enlighten
let's just
us.
say there were some screenshots of text messages between a former director and the former CEO that were gave everyone quite the chuckle. I don't want to say any of these on here, or else you're going to get demonetized. But I'll maybe after 30 minutes, I'll say it, and the YouTube algorithm will pick it up.
Oh,
So
that's
I was following that. What else was I looking at? Alpine 4 had a little bit of an implosion themselves, but then everyone's all cool again because I got a drone contract. Those are the big ones. I follow some other dumb shit companies you guys probably don't want to hear about.
No,
But
trust me, we want to hear it. And that's it's funny you mentioned Cirque. There was like really positive news, especially with that merger happening, and it's like it's excitement is really short lived in the OTC. I mean, and
yes.
granted, most people are day trading it. There's nothing wrong with that, no shame in it. But it's funny. It's this big spike, and you can see everybody just selling at their 80%, 100%. And so it is funny. It is funny because like I do try to find the longer plays. I try to find the ones that I can just sort of buy and hold and just like wait till the big things happen. But so
That's what I do, man. I'm all about buy, hold. Well, I hold as much as I can. I mean, I do take profits just like anybody else, but I mean, it's a pretty simple formula. Just find stuff that you think is undervalued, and then when it hits something higher than a fair price of what you think it should be, just sell it. I don't know. That's that's investing, right? I don't know, that's how I see it. But
yeah, I'm getting a little better at patience. A little better. I did dive into RMRK, which I actually had one of their board members, new board member, Professor Pierre Schenk on. It was a great interview, guys. If you haven't had a chance, check out that interview with Pierre Schenk. It was awesome. It was all about the science. We didn't talk stock. We didn't talk anything about the share price or anything. It was just a really nice conversation talking about microbiology and the impact that it could make, and in regards to biofuel. I learned a little bit, and I'm telling you, it was just a good conversation. I love science. I love science podcasts. When I'm laying in bed at night and I'm just hanging out trying to fall asleep, one of my favorite podcasts to listen to is Event Horizon. If you like, listening to podcasts or seminars or like lectures or stuff like that, or just interesting material that you could just relax to and listen to, check out Event Horizon. it's an awesome podcast. It's one of my favorite. And so, yeah, that was cool to sit down with him. I mean, the guy is smart and he's well known in the community. And when when you're teaching at, one of the top 50 universities in the world, you might be doing something right. So that's why I dove right into that play, is because I was able to access the CEO, Jordan Starkman, and one of their new board members, and get him on the show and actually talk shop. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I haven't caught that one yet. It was on my list. I always I did check it out when you posted the video. I always get a chuckle out of the companies that have like an old name, like it has nothing to do with what they're like, Illustrato Pictures and Rimrock Gold Corp, like for this one. And yeah, I always think those are funny. Like it's just like, what in the world? I think even GRPS is one of those too, isn't it? If I'm not
Yeah.
River
I think
Productions.
yeah, they're looking to get their name changed. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about GRPS. They have some announcements to make next week, I guess, which is really, really cool. Adam Thomas is a cool guy. I mean, he has a
Yeah.
clear vision with what he wants. He's smart. I mean, he's smart in the business sense, but you could tell he's surrounded himself with people that know how to succeed in the shrimp farming industry. I think he's going to nail the hell out of this thing,
Oh
man.
yeah. That was definitely one of those ones where I felt very I don't know if it's gonna succeed, but I was like, these guys clearly know what they're doing. Like sometimes you hear these OTC CEOs start talking about like whatever the hot button issue is, like AI or whatever. It's like, do you even know? Like, did you take like anything past like algebra? Like, do you know do you really know about this stuff? So, but with this guy, I was like, okay, they definitely know what they're doing, like for sure.
And yeah, I mean, and I like shrimp. I like eating shrimp, and I like a lot of these companies that I'm falling into. And it's like when you said you didn't catch RMRK, I laughed to myself because I caught that one. I caught it at the top because it's went down ever since I bought it. Which honestly, that was just me being excited for it, getting an interview and stuff like that, and supporting it, and just saying I'm going to hold this one long, just because of Pierre Schenk's involvement, and just for the hell of it. And I know people that waited for a pullback, and I know damn well I should have waited for a pullback. That was just bad self discipline on my part, really was. But whatever, you know what? I used profits from another trade, so it didn't really cost me anything. So I'm just glad to be a part of the ride. So yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. So yeah, Sam
We're getting a
Akers.
lot of
We
reverse
are,
split
dude.
chatter here. Uh
Oh
oh.
my gosh.
Uh oh.
Oh, hey, you won the bet. You were completely right in regards to the QIND reverse split. But I do want to say that, there's this mentality in the OTC. Right when you hear reverse split, everybody freaks out, and, as if there's a fire in the building and they're trampling babies trying to get out to the nearest exit. You know, it's just like everyone needs to calm down. This isn't 1,000-to-1 reverse split. The share structure in general for QIND is not bad.
No,
Um,
it's normal. Okay, this is the thing that I was so this happened again while I was on vacation, and like I don't even have like a position in QIND or ILIS, but I follow it, and I was like, okay, so the share price was what, like 50 cents, 40 cents before they announced the reverse split, and it dropped down to like 18 or something at one point, or
15.
15. Ooh, ouch.
If I had the money,
But
I would have nabbed 16 easily.
it was just bizarre because they've been saying for the longest time that they want to uplist. And if you're sitting at 50 cents and they want to uplist in like 2 or 3 months, like they're gonna reverse split. So like I don't understand how like them announcing it was like oh my god, they're gonna reverse split. Like what did you think that was gonna happen? I don't know. It was bizarre, and then I was like, there's no way it's gonna stay down at 15 cents, and then it's up quite a bit now, isn't it? Or rebounded a
Yeah, I
bit.
didn't check it today. Yeah, if I had more liquidity, I would have totally jumped on that. But I that was a purely an emotional sell off, and
Yeah. It
I
made no
I
sense.
think
It
it's
was
easy
like
buy.
it's just people see reverse split announced and they're just like, "Oh, well, time to sell." And there's like no context or like you didn't even realize it was going to happen before. I don't know. It's just strange. I
So
don't
maybe
understand.
here's a comment, guys. First of all, welcome everybody. Brian, Tactical, Lance, all you guys. Michael Underwood has a question. Salvatore, good to have you guys. Um, where did that question go? See, I gotta pull it. Like,
Where's the producer?
where's the producer? You son of a no, son of. Hey, Rob, just
He's gonna
like
quit now.
exits. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Screw you guys, I quit. So he basically says this. He goes, then why is QIND doing a reverse split? We didn't expect that. They are under the ILIS umbrella.
Well,
So
if
maybe you
you
could explain
listen,
that better.
yeah, if you listen to the last time I came on here live, I said there'd be a reverse split. So some people did.
All
think
right,
there would
stop
be.
rubbing it in. All right, dude. Jesus.
I mean, just think of it this way. Like I've said this. I said this last time. I'll say it again. A reverse split in itself doesn't do anything, right? It's all about the connotation of it in the context, right? Because nothing really changes when you reverse split. You just reduce. Everyone gets their share proportion reduced, but your ownership is the same. So like the value wise, it doesn't change. The reason why people think they're so negative is usually it signals that a company can't keep, they're going to get delisted, or it's usually because they're going to get delisted, or they're like trading at their par value or something. It's usually a bad reason, but it's not always. And some successful companies use it to uplist, which is like pretty much what QIND is doing, right? They're not like in the toilet, or like the business is like profitable and growing, and it's not like some failing shell or something that needs to like reverse split to go up. So I don't really understand why everyone freaked out, because it was sorry, no offense, like I don't mean like sound like a dick, but like you probably should have seen it coming. And then but number two, like it doesn't really change anything. So I don't know.
I
It's
mean, it was. I'll be honest. Like, I didn't think they would do it because I thought an acquisition that they had would automatically boost the price. I thought it would be,
that's true.
and that's why I didn't think they would do it, even though they still probably have that second acquisition in the works. I hopefully I get the chance to ask him about that. But that's why I didn't think that they would do it. Could it have been like I want them to make sure every one of their subsidiaries is as tight as hell when they launch it to a big board. It's just going to be better for the Isla shareholder. Um, that's just my, so the freak out there, I don't get it. And it's either going to be a 2-to-1 or 20-to-1. This isn't like 1,000-to-1 reverse split.
Yeah.
So, and especially because it's already a tight share structure, the minute they start making more announcements and whatnot, you could go from a $2 to $3 share price to a, $12 to $13 share price. The thing is, most OTC investors, they see less shares, when I say I have 1 million shares of something, I'm thinking, all right, nice. I might make $1,000. People see 1 million shares like I'm going to be a millionaire because this stock's going to $1. It's not going to $1. It's not going to 75 cents. Now there are some tools that companies could use, and I think this is going to be a prime example, and they're really going to wow the OTC, in which you could utilize a reverse merger to get into a bigger board while initiating. Oh, I might just say it, possibly a split being reversed, a reverse split. So I'm trying to candy coat that, but that would be after a share lockup. That's my opinion. That's possibly, maybe they are not going to do that. I don't think that their goal is to like, tip every single shareholder upside down and shake them to get all the change out of them. I don't think that that's not what their goal is. That's not their intent. And if they wanted to rug pull us, they would have done it already. They really would have. I think this is a sincere, transparent company. I think they're doing their best to get out of this OTC and get out of the emotional frailty of what embodies us on stock Twitter every day, which I don't spend time on
Oh,
unless I'm posting
dude,
my
you
stuff.
shouldn't,
But
for your mental health.
it's not good for your mental health, man. People need to
Uh,
walk away.
no, but like this reverse split is to get them to uplist, which is going to be very important for them because they need the funding, right? And like you have so much more access to funding. Like funding on the OTC is like completely dried up, especially for debt, right? It's very hard to come by right now with interest rates like they are, and like you're more of a capital or a debt crunch, right?
Hmm.
Credit crunch, sorry. So this is going to be very big for them. So the fact that they're reverse splitting and going up when they are, I think, is almost like a good thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm like weird and I see reverse splits as not that big of a deal in some cases,
Hmm.
but I don't know.
Wow. See, guys, he's positive.
Yeah, you guys think I'm
Son of
some
a bitch.
like hater or something because I don't own shares, but I understand what they're doing. I get it.
Yeah. Jord Haggard. He's asking you a question. What will a potential reverse split do to QIND and have it on any existing shares of QIND?
Well, mechanically, you will have less shares, and they'll trade at a higher price, but your ownership proportion will not change. Uh, yeah, and the potential reverse split is just to help them uplist. So I guess that's sort of like what will what will it do to QIND is it's just going to help them uplist, which is theoretically a good thing if they can pull it off and get the correct funding they need. That's pretty much all it is in a nutshell.
Yeah. All right, and then we have George. Stop flirting with Lisa in the chat. All right. Am I Eric or E-Rock, or is it Eric?
Rick.
Eric. Oh, it's funny. Well, I want to sort of just to show a clip real quick that I nabbed, and I'm hoping it's a good clip. Back in one of my interviews with JP that I sort of want people to listen to, and just you know, I think that they've been very consistent. I think they have to adapt. They have to have some versatility. It's just one of those things that, if you're going to be successful in business, you can't just like say, this is the road I'm going to take and that's it. You have to take a detour sometimes. Sometimes you got to pivot, and it is what it is. But let's take a little look here. And I want to share this with you guys, and just let me know if you don't hear the sound. I'll never forget the first live, man. It was a complete train wreck. And who was it? I forgot who it was. It was Rob Stolarczyk. He's like, "Oh my God, it sounds like there's 1,000 views." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a nightmare." Sorry about that.
Oh boy.
All right, let's get to this clip right here. All right, guys, check this out.
Who is also to say that it doesn't mean that there's exciting things or exciting announcements right around the corner. I think people have incorrectly assumed from these recent videos that nothing exciting will happen for ILIS until QIND uplists or after that. And we didn't say that. It's also, again, it's shareholders who told us to skip the timelines and give the news on completion. So you can't really have it both ways. We could announce something next week or the week after. That's just the way it goes. And I think, Eric, look, more than any other company on the OTC, we've openly displayed our vision and our plans through in-person annual shareholder meetings, through multiple videos, in letters, in PRs, and maybe to our detriment even. We've continued to remain transparent regardless. And, we've confirmed our progress even through audited financial results, becoming SEC reporting, through adding real businesses. I believe we've achieved unmatched growth. And I get it. People are undoubtedly angry. They're frustrated. They're disappointed, mostly because of the share price, as are we, by the way. Maybe it doesn't always come across. After all, I think we've built something pretty awesome. And like many shareholders, we've also lost quite a lot along the way. I think the point is that regardless of all the emotions, the company still continues from strength to strength, and it will still deliver the plans we have for it. And that's mostly, I think, because we've stayed the course and not been reactive at every turn, right? So anyway, apologies for the long-winded answer, Eric, but hopefully that gives you just more of a perspective to the whole picture. The point is, an uplist to OTCQB was never ruled out. And in addition, there's also other positive things that are on the go too. So ILIS shouldn't really drift along towards a QIND uplist with nothing else happening along the way, if you know what I mean.
All right, so yeah, and he basically says it right there. And that was me asking him about OTCQB, and now what's on the table is something even better. And Jord Haga, he explained this in his birthday cake rant the other day, and it was great. It was a beautiful rant, but it was funny as hell. But it's the truth. So he basically was talking about, it doesn't have to be OTCQB. Now we're talking about uplisting ILIS directly to a big board, and that was always a potential. So now things may have happened, and they said they could have either done the OTCQB route or uplist directly. So it looks like they were talking about QB, but now it looks like they may take the direct route, which whatever. I mean, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, well, my general thought is if a company is on the pinks and they're already audited, going to the QB doesn't really change much, in my opinion. It doesn't really add that much value. Usually it's it's nice for companies that are, I think the QB is more for companies that want to stay on the QB for a long time. I don't really understand the whole stepping stone concept.
Mhm.
Like, if you have a full blown audit and you can, and you're SEC reporting and you're just on the pinks, and then you want to go to like NASDAQ, I don't understand necessarily what going to the QB first really gives you. I don't know. I think it's a little overrated. I think it's more for just companies that want to stay there forever and they don't really want to be on big boards. But so I don't really give a shit that they
Yeah.
they did that. They're staying on the pinks a little longer, and then we'll just direct uplist at some point.
And I know that Lance asks, so is plan for ILIS to take a loan on QIND shares for more acquisitions for ILIS?
I actually, I rewatched the interview before this, the one on with those people on the New York Stock Exchange. I can't remember the lady's name.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the one all the companies go on. It seems like. He said, JP said on that interview that what he was hoping to do was to be able. Well, his exact words was to use QIND stock as collateral for loans in ILIS, which I think maybe he. I don't know. It sounded like a strange. Jane King, thank you. It sounded like.
Outside the
It
box.
sounded like what he really meant was that when QIND is on a bigger board, there'll be more value in it, and that it'll be easier for them to secure debt for ILIS via QIND or by owning QIND stock, which because they own more than 51%, they control the company. So it's sort of like you roll up all those assets. So I think that's more what he meant. I don't think it's kind of weird for. I don't know.
If you look, but too, and they've explained this with the tranche payments. I know, and a lot of people were really, really confused. If you look at their work orders for the next couple of years and what they're putting out, they should be able to cover those payments with the output of the company, with the revenue they're bringing in, the profit that they're bringing in. So I think that the second acquisition, and this is speculation, so I mean, take it or leave it. I think that this additional acquisition that has like contracts like Quality International, I think it's going to be something very similar, and they're going to use that to basically pay these final payments. Maybe
Yeah,
I know the first two are paid. So
okay, so that was my question because I was going to wait for the Q2 10Q to come out before I like really talked about it too much. But as of the Q1 10Q, they hadn't paid anything yet, and one of them should have been due already. So I was a little confused about why they had that full 81 million payable, because I think 15 of it should have already been paid. So I was a little confused by that and where the money came from, because it's like $66 million due. I think it was October 2nd when I did the math. I might be wrong on that. You guys might probably know better than me. This fall sometime. And I think they were trying to uplist before that, which was to help fund it. So I don't know where, but then they said they were only issuing $7 million worth of shares in the S1. So I'm sort of curious where all this money is going to come from, because I know long term it's going to pay for itself, but it's the whole initial. It's the this year part where I get a little lost, and I feel like they haven't really addressed it. But if someone has a better explanation, please do tell.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing that he did mention in the interview that I just showed, it was a question in the interview, is that it was paid for. I'm pretty sure that was the interview. That first tranche was taken care of.
Tranche 1 was like the $1 million, though.
Yeah.
I guess it was 2 and 3 are the big ones, 15 and 66, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that I think it's I guess it's 2 and 3 tranche, because they needed the first tranche paid to be able to actually like be considered owners or like kind of like substantiate the deal earlier.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy. I mean, they really are aggressive.
Yes.
I mean, you have to give them credit. I mean, it's nice to see that.
Yeah, I mean, this is like not anything new though. Like trying to acquire a business and pay for it with the business you're acquiring. I mean, that's like literally what private equity is, and like leverage buyouts and things like that. So this isn't like a new concept. It's just like risky because it's big and it's an OTC company. We don't see that very much. So I don't know. I'll be curious to see as more filings come out how they actually funded this, because I thought I remember him saying once that they already had funding in place for it, but I'm just sort of curious how it's going to happen.
It's gonna be pretty exciting, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really think we're witnessing something special here, especially the fact that we have a company that is now going to be I think I forgot who put it a tweet out. Major Gains, I think he put a thing out like everybody should be covering this right now. Like this is huge. Here is this OTC company, ILS being the parent, and we are going to get out of the OTC and onto a big board. Everybody should be covering it. You know what? I like that sentiment. I think everybody should be covered because I think it's pretty damn cool. One, because I'm a shareholder and I have an vested interest in this. But at the same time, the last thing we want to see is this thing pumped to high hell off nothing, because that's really what happened. In 2021, this thing got pumped to high hell. Everything was pumped. So that's just the nature of what happens when you give people a shit ton of money to go play day trader when they're not, and guilty as charged, and that's when you learn the hard way, what your threshold is and what you're able to do, what your capability and ability is. And you either get smart or you get out. So I would think people like you and I are on the road to smartness, maybe. But, that's I got a long way to go. Just
I'm not a very bright boy. Might take me a little longer than you.
I don't know. I'm learning every day, and but it's about discipline. I think, especially when it comes to like investing. And my goal is, and if you ever are interested in this kind of stuff, reach out to me on a DM and privately, and I gladly share with you. My goal is to become a more proficient private investor, to find companies that are up and coming and to help fund them and get restricted shares and fund a company from the ground up. I'm involved with a couple opportunities now. I'm involved with a couple restricted programs, which is awesome because one, I get to support a company and people that I believe in there, I think are going to do a good job. And you get the potential for discounted shares. It just takes a lot of networking. It takes a lot of sending emails and asking, hey, I'm interested in your company. Hey, what's going on with this? And, I spend a lot of time, believe it or not, and I know it may not come across as that because I know my word bank isn't that of our great Jord Huggins, but I think you guys understand that when I research a company, I am reading all the time. Ask my family members. I'm always sitting around reading news updates, reading PRs, looking up their like management's LinkedIn to see if they have a legit profile, if they have connections, have they been associated with real companies. I think trying to build a network of people, and I am building that network of people. And some of you guys in the comments section, you guys know for a fact that we're building something very, very special privately, which is great. We're building a nice private investor group, and it's not going to be this like, hey, come to the Discord, spend $20 and we're going to give you the ins and outs and you guys can make your pennies. Even though, hey, and I'm not bashing any Discord that does that. I'm not going to charge you guys. I do not deserve to charge anybody anything. Nor will I. I think it's insane. Especially when these people are doing, and they're day traders, they're chart traders. And there's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not, dude, I get in and out of plays and it's fine sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't do it regularly because I probably would end up losing a lot of money because I don't have the time to do it. All right. These people they do it for a living. So, I mean, what I'm trying to build here is a small group of people that, from time to time do want to invest. And as for the YouTube community, I want this to be a place where people show up and are able to watch a CEO interview. Hey guys, listen, help me help you. Put a ticker in the comments section or reach out to me and say, hey, I'm interested in this company. Give me the details on the CEO. Give me some details on the company. Then I would gladly do an interview. I have no problem reviewing and reading about companies. And actually, I am actually going to have an interview. And this is Rob brought this one to me, a ticker IVDA. Is that right, Rob? IVDA. And I'm going to have an interview in the next couple of weeks with David Lee. Do we have a picture of David? Is David Lee around? David Lee, where are you? Hey, there's David Lee. I'm going to have an interview with David Lee. It's artificial technology or artificial intelligence. Smart guy. He was just featured on another podcast, and I'm actually pretty excited to have him on. So stay tuned. He's going to be on the 21st or the 28th. We're going to do a recording. It's not going to be live, unfortunately. Our schedules did not allow for that. So it's going to be nice to have David Lee on. And like I said, it's an open platform. I just had Pierre Schenk on. Oh, and by the way, speaking of RMRK, I'm going to have an interview with Jordan Starkman as well on the 26th. That's going to be live. That's going to be here on that Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Just show up. Show up and ask questions. do a little digging if you're interested. If you're not, just come and hang out, and just if you want to ask a question like what's your favorite color, well, hell, just ask a favorite question. What's your favorite color, Jordan? No, but seriously, I'm actually looking forward to having Jordan on. I've talked to him a couple times, smart guy. And so, I'm looking forward to what he has to share, especially with RMRK. And I could tell him, how I bought the top. No, I'm just kidding. I see. I keep that stuff out of the interview.
I
What the hell,
so
Jordan?
much money.
I'm
you
down
fucking-
40%. You son of a bitch. No, it's not about that. It's really about quality information, and that's what this is all about. And I hope you guys completely understand that. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, because you know what, this is building. It's getting fun, and you know what, I get to bust Sam Aker's balls, especially when he's a bear.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will say I'm very excited for the IVDA one. I think someone actually asked about that on the last live stream I was on, because I've followed that,
Yep.
or I haven't followed them, but I follow them occasionally, because they're peripherally do sort of what AITX does.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. So I sort of had a lot of the background. So I'm actually really excited to look at or to watch that when you post it. So that'll be cool.
Well, I want to show you. Actually, let's take a look at this. My VDA. Let's share this puppy. So this is the most recent PR that they had. This is significant. All right. Movement Interactive, powered by Avita, I think that's how you say it, awarded subcontract for the Veterans Affairs Remote Patient Monitoring Contract. All right. And it goes on here with over 9.7 million veterans in the United States. More than 44% of this population is 65 or older. Further, according to the Military Times, the number of veterans ages 75 and older using veterans healthcare is expected to reach 3 million within the next decade. As the aging veteran population continues to increase, so will the level of care needed to accommodate those who have served the nation. Access to Ivita's suite of AI capabilities will provide VA healthcare personnel with crucial situational awareness and accurate by the second information, while simultaneously collecting data from patients to improve ongoing care. And this is a quote. Here is David Lee. Our partnerships with Movement Interactive continues to reach new heights through this VA subcontract, says Ivita CEO and founder David Lee. Ivita believes that our veterans deserve access to quality tech-enabled care. Our proven track record of providing AI technology to patients and caregivers alike ensures the utmost confidence that ongoing care will be administered and improved upon in real time. It's fantastic to see the U.S. government investing in updated technology infrastructure, all in the interest of bettering our veterans and senior care. And so the fact that they're able to get this contract is really cool, and it really, it's a strong indicator for me. It really is. What do you think about that, dude?
Yeah, this is a really cool company. I remember when we talked about this. When I talked about this last time, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I'm sort of going back through my thoughts now that I flip open their most recent 10Q. Yeah, I mean they look fiscally pretty sound. They're not really burning that much money, believe it or not, and they have a big cash stack to deploy still. So it's not like they're going to be diluting like crazy anytime soon, or like on the edge here. So yeah, they're in a really cool place where they can let the technology speak for itself, and not get kind of buried by their own financial problems, which is pretty cool. So I think this is really one of those pure plays where if you really believe in the tech, it's the real deal. It's that simple. You don't have to worry about like, they have all this convertible debt, or like, where are they going to come up with all this money? They're very well capitalized. They have no debt, or very
The
little.
technology's not going nowhere. Let's be real. I mean,
Yeah, this. I think I said this last time because this company does, it's like recording. It's like AI video recording monitoring, right? If I'm not
I'm
mistaken.
still digging into it. And Rob put me up to that one too, because I think he's invested in that one. Producer Rob.
Surveillance. So I think Steve Reinhardt has probably talked about this last time
He
was
did.
on.
Yep.
Like dumb cameras, like he calls them, are like the way of the past. It's like in 10, 20, 30 years, like no camera is just going to be recording blindly. They're going to be doing something, which is a little scary.
Yeah.
But it's something to think about for sure. So it's a cool company. I'm going to keep following them pretty closely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winner.
Yes, I do think that IVDA is going to be a winner, and I can't wait to have him on. I actually have a lot of digging to do on that one. And I just think it is impressive that they got a government subcontract, which is remarkable. And that reminds me of one of the private investments that I'm doing right now is DoD related, and so I can't wait to share more about that one with you guys. Um, so a group of fellow investors and I have worked hard to get this company onto the OTC and purchase a shell. And that's really all I can tell you now. But it's been a really, really educational experience. Just because like it's just so cool to go from like just buying a couple companies and loading up on shares at market value and then learning everything that goes on behind the scenes. And it's not just like, oh, we're just going to purchase a shell company and just become publicly traded. There's a lot of in and outs, a lot of forms. And you can see why people go skull and crossbones is because they miss things that they should be getting right. You know all about that, dude.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? So I'm really excited to share this with you. And if you ever want to more information about if you're a serious long-term investor and you don't mind locking up your money for a couple years and you want to help a ground floor opportunity, reach out to me and we'll talk. So it's going to be exciting, Sam. I got to tell you. You know what? It's no matter what company I'm a part of. I think I'm going to have you always just like look at financials before they go.
You had me. I won't say the name. You did have me. Sent me one shell once, which I looked at, and it was pretty funny. But I won't. I won't go into much. But I'm always happy to look.
Well, yeah, and it is always funny just to like just look at the thing. Should I buy that one? Because I am totally gonna buy a shell one day. Like I discussed this with a couple friends, and I plan on launching a business in the coming years, and I totally would do publicly traded. And if you look at like a ticker like Kegs, they're funding their whole operations publicly, and they're getting they're expanding their brewery and doing things. Yeah, I wish you'd stop diluting to high hell and sort of let the share price go up. 7 million shares there because it's supposed to be $7 million, bro. No, it's not because it's never going to hit $1. But it's nice to dream. But no, hey, if I make a grand or two off that, that's nice. But so hey, if the CEO Tom, if you're watching, come on the BFC. He's not going to. He's totally not going to. They're using that money to like build a business. But hey, cheers to Kegs. Cheers to Kegs.
Kegs, man. I'm still holding strong. Still trading at par value, which is always fun. But yeah.
And I do want to give a shout out to Quiet Quest. I know he's been asking questions in the chat. Jordan, a couple others, you guys are talking. Good. This is what this is all about, is sharing information. Obviously, I can't get to every single question, but hey, whatever, right? So yeah, where do we go next? Man,
questions? Fire through some of these.
Yeah, I actually had it was DHS, I think it was, and let me pull this up real quick. And I sent this to you. If you actually have it, hang on, I got it right here. Hang on. All right, he basically asked this, and this was a question for you.
Oh yeah.
And you sort of covered all this.
Yeah, did I get?
Could you ask Sam tonight about how reverse mergers could affect share count for current shareholders of ILS? You did that. Could there possibly be a situation where a merger, reverse merger, I think is what they meant, doesn't affect share counts held by us? Whatever knowledge you have, sir, would be much appreciated. So, I mean, is there a chance? And I think that you could do that. I mean, just because ILS has a big share structure. That's just a fact.
Yes.
It's just a fact.
This is true. Sorry, I'm just reading this question. I feel like there's like 3 questions in here.
There were.
How reverse mergers could affect share count for current shareholders of ILS? So if ILS purchases them directly, and there's a merger, there's going to be more shares, like for sure. Unless they pay all cash, which is unlikely. Unless it's a small company, there's going to be more shares. Again, it just comes down to, is the dilution worth it or not? Which is way too speculative at this point if we don't even know what the companies are. Could there be a situation where it doesn't affect share count if they pay cash? Oh, that was it. Oh, okay. I think I got it.
Yeah, you did. Oh my gosh. Hey, on a positive note, and this is why, like, I I spent a lot of time today doing the real estate thing. So I actually shored up my first sale and my first buy.
Ooh.
So, we're not all the way through the process yet, but yeah, it's been an interesting experience. So, um I don't know, like it's been fun. It's been fun, but the markets, the real estate market's been absolutely bonkers. I mean, these houses in
Yes.
the area are going for 80 to 100,000 sometimes above the asking price, and the asking price is already inflated due to our economic conditions. And I'm looking at my house. I paid like 94 for it, like 12 years ago. 94,000, nice house, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, normal. Now I could probably sell that thing for like $230,000 in the area, which to me, it's sort of really funny because it's like, yeah, I could do that, but if I want to upgrade my home and get something much nicer and bigger, I'm gonna have to spend about $500 to $600,000. So it makes no sense, to put myself in that kind of hole, But
Yeah.
but there are, what, it's just competitive. It's just competitive, and um, luckily, people that are selling their houses do have a little bit of cushion to buy. But yeah, no, I'm learning. I am learning, and it's been an experience. I hope I get more active in the real estate world and take on more clients and just sort of eventually own many properties. But we'll see where it goes, man. I'll keep everybody posted here.
Are you going to become a property mogul? Be your own real estate agent? Is that the goal here?
I don't there. You know what? There's no real goal. I just wanted to I don't want to say a side hustle because I eventually want to like do it full time, in the next 3 to
Oh
5
yeah.
years and like get out of education. Even though I love teaching, I love what I do, but like I'm just looking for a long-term stable something else to do. I can't sit still, dude. I'm like, it's like that with the I can't stand still, footloose or whatever, but it's just I don't know. Like I'm a man of many hobbies. I do the YouTube thing here, which is fun, and the investment thing has been a ride, but like the real estate thing, I like it because it's tangible. I'm working with people in the field. I get to do comparative market analysis. I get to like look at properties. I get to check out a bunch of houses. I'm a people person. I mean, I could talk to a freaking wall. I mean, that's just. I mean, it's not, how you doing? All right. I have my guitars in the back. They're named. No, they're not. But when I get lonely, I come in here. I do. No, but but no, it's been an awesome experience, and it's something that when I was going through the process of learning it, not even kidding, I was doing all the coursework. I was updating on the Twitter, which is funny about my modules and stuff. And I'm going through it, and don't get me wrong, there was a ton of information, everything down to the structure of a house, to meets and bounds, to the law, New York State law regarding real estate. But I was like, I'm not going to need to know half this crap. That was my thought, and I'm sort of right. Like there was a lot of like repetitive garbage. And if you ever want to do like a course on your own, check out Aceable. That's not a pay promotion, but check out Aceable. There was things I liked about it. The videos were really shitty. Dude, they were so corny, very corny videos. I
Not a,
swear
not a not a sponsorship, but use my code down below, 15%.
Yeah.
Just type eBrick.
See, and this is
on
just
the-
me being stupid. I should have my code there so that way. No, like I swear there was one guy in the video, and this is pretty funny. He looked like he had a night at a party the night before, and he was always looking sweaty, and he had like scrappily like gelled hair. And I swear he just had 5 different shirts that he like rotated out to do each video where they green screened him. And I'm like, man, did they do all this in like 200 different takes, or did he literally change shirts?
He probably changed shirts, honestly. They
Yeah,
make it
he's
look
like,
they
all right,
were.
let's get a blue plaid for chapter 3, module 7. All right.
Yeah, those are always really funny.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's like, and up in New York State, we have to take the somebody just told me like we have to take the what's it called? Those state certification, those videos, the sexual
Oh, yeah.
harassment, the all like all the New York
I
State law,
love
like
those.
what's appropriate every year. Every New York State employee has to take them, and I go, and some of the videos are just like ridiculous. They
Oh.
need to start making those videos really entertaining. They could. That's that. I'm going down a dark path there, but I mean, like they could really capitalize on them. My buddy and I were talking about this the other day. Is like, I think he said, he goes, dude, they should pay us to like write the script for these videos.
I don't know if anyone in the chat or I don't know if you ever get these, but I work, corporate schlep office job, and a lot of companies use this. It's a public company, actually. It's called No B4, like no that starts with a K. And they write these like all these things about like data privacy and like don't like click stupid emails in your work email and get viruses and stuff. And like the videos are like actually like really funny and like actually like really well acted. And I swear that's like their in.
Could you find these on the internet?
Like, yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah, and it's just like
no before.
They use like the same characters. It's like a sitcom, like over like the whole like there's like dozens of episodes of like different modules, and it's like the same characters. Oh, it's great.
Oh man. Well, back to the lockup question. How long would be the lockup? Approximately 2 years, perhaps. Yeah. He did say 2 years. He said there's going to be a 1 year option too. Last night I did talk with him in the interview. There's going to be a 1 year option. There's going to be a 2 year option. That might have changed. That was months ago, and I think that they're going to give us the best possible scenario. I think. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. What was George's response here? This is all speculation, and people who lock up shares are not required to transfer to ERT, but it is an option. Now, yeah, like you said, it's speculation, but he talked about this last time he was on. This is one of the possible scenarios that we could be facing. So I think that they're going to give us a couple different options, and I don't think they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're locking up your shares, and that's it. I think honestly, locking up now. That's why I'm doing a lot of these reverse or these restricted placements, these private placements, and finding companies that have a nice vision to invest in, is because the economy sucks. I mean, we're not facing. I mean, we're facing a lot of economic uncertainty, and so this is when you're supposed to invest in the economy, and when you're supposed to buy and work extra hours and pick up a second gig called real estate to try and invest more in the economy now, because unless it's Armageddon and the end of the world and the dollar is nil, then it's going to return. The economy is going to return, but it's the hardest thing to do. And it's the one thing that I'm learning is just to be patient and to say, hey, the money doesn't exist. Boom, it's away. And that's it. And we'll see you at a better day. I don't know. That's my take.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I will say, just as a general point, every time I invest in a company in the OTC, I'm like, well, this might be gone completely. Like you have to be mentally prepared for it to just be completely gone in like 6 months or something. So I'm okay with that, with how much I put in. So
yeah, no, and I do think, and listen, the OTC is a very special place, and I'm not bashing on the OTC by any means, but there's a lot of scammy garbage, and we know that. And the worst part is when you've done your DD and a company isn't a scam, and then you have people screaming scam because they scream scam for everything. Because it's like, it's sort of, I don't want to use it's sort of like an abused animal. You know what I mean? If they, are abused and then they see it by a guy, and then another guy, any guy could walk in, and they tend to like, freak out. If a guy walks in, it's sort of like that's how OTC traders feel, is that they've been burned so many times where it's like, oh. They say 100. What is it, Sam? It's always $100 million acquisition in the works. 100 million. It's always 100 mil. It's always NASDAQ or big board. And so when you see those things, it's like we're shivering in the corners, OTC traders just waiting for the rug pull. And no, and I'm not picking on dogs, by the way, but it is a fact that like. It makes you wonder why keep coming back. Like, if do you know what I'm saying? Like, why do us humans, we like to do this to ourselves? But I think we like to be successful, and touch the electric fence a billion times.
Well, this is like a manifesto I've wanted to go on before, so I'll keep it short. But the OTC is one of the few places where retail can actually make a pretty big difference, just because things are relatively illiquid and there's not a ton of money in the OTC. So like a big investment, whatever, big hedge fund or, some big trading firm, investment bank, whatever, they don't waste their time here because the numbers are just too small. So you can find a lot of like misvalued companies or things flying under the radar, like way easier, but there's also like 10 times the risk, right? So I feel like you can be rewarded for the risk you're taking on the OTC, which is cool. And it's very tailored towards retail versus like high risk things on a big board, like trying to buy like OTM puts or something on like SPY or something, or
Yeah.
options and things like that. So that's why I like it, is I think you get rewarded well for the risk, and I think retail has a better in the OTC. So
Yeah.
that's how I see it, but it's incredibly risky.
Yeah, and there's people out there, the familiar names, the names that you guys all know, and I'm not going to talk about any other YouTuber or stock person or whatever, but they're good at what they do. They're efficient. These are people that literally eat, breathe, and sleep stocks all day long. I think a lot of us do that too, but I mean, like, they're looking at the charts. I mean, their alerts are on 24/7. They're constantly reading, and they have it down. They're just smart, and there's no shame in that. I don't do that because I have a full-time job and another job, and so it's like I want to find the ones that I can hold a little bit. And yeah, obviously we all do it where we like be getting it on the ones that we think may run. I've liked my patience. I did that with IGPK. That was one that I felt good with. But I think you're 100% right, Sam. I really do. And that's a great perspective to have.
Yeah.
And they're having a good chat down here. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the video. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, bro?
We missed we had a super question from Quiet Quest. Did we miss that one? Did we talk about this? Does ILS choose what price they start at uplist?
Yes. I actually want to go back to that. I have it marked.
Super question. The money's not going to me, but
hey,
for sending it.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you the 99 cents.
Yeah, split it. What's our ownership percentage here? I've got convertible preferreds in your YouTube channel, so I actually get like.
See, you say that shit, and then people are really gonna think that there's like some kind of a thing going on. It's a scam. He's a scam. I'm a show for ILS like that. One's like, who cares?
Paid pumper,
you pumper.
Does ILS choose what price they start at uplist? They sort of do, but not really. They're already publicly traded, so what they're gonna do is usually companies wait right before they uplist to reverse split, so they'll get real close to where they think they want to be. So let's say they close like a week before they uplist at, I don't know, like a cent. I'm not saying that's where it's going to be. They'd probably have a heart attack if some people saw that I'm at a cent. But they would say like, okay, we need to get to 2 cents or $2. So we'll do a 200 for one split like beforehand. And then wherever it shakes out later is what you do. It'd probably be more like 500 to 1 in that scenario, because you want to get a little higher. But that's the idea. It's not like an IPO where you set an IPO price and then it sort of goes from there. It's a little different.
I hope that answers your question. And this was funny. This was from my my verbiage thing earlier. Scrabble game between Lord and E-Rock. He meant Jord. I would never take that challenge. That would be like a death sentence. I think from now on, instead of calling Jord, I'm gonna just call him Lord. What's up, Lord? Lord verbiage. I would not. Scrabble's fun. I do like the game, but I would never take that challenge. Tactical, you're funny.
Man, active chat. I haven't been looking too much.
It is. I'm glad you guys are having a good time here tonight. I hope you are. They're like, man, what the one guy says, man, you're the worst at this. I go, welcome to the worst stock channel ever. This is great. He did. He said, why don't you pick a winner? Actually, I did. I had a couple ones that I picked that actually went up 100, 203%. But I don't gloat at it. But like, oh, look at this. It went up too. Like, because that's not what I'm about. But welcome to the worst stock DD channel ever. Yeah. Oh, great. My sister's on now. So we're just going to shut the show down. Just kidding. Kristen, what's up? You're out there in AZ. I hope you're having a great time and staying cool out there. I know it's a heat wave out there, guys. It really is.
Ask him some really tough questions. Let's get the real tough ones out here. None of the softball crap that everyone else in the chat's been doing.
Oh gosh, I'm telling you, this is one of those days. What else did I want to cover today? I think it's time. Let's do the bourbon of the week. Why the hell not? All right. Yes. Oh, yeah. The bourbon of the week, named in honor of the year Kentucky joined the United States. 1792 small batch bourbon is made from a marriage of a few select barrels carefully chosen by our master distiller. This refined bourbon elevates Kentucky distilling to exceptional new heights. Celebrated by whiskey connoisseurs worldwide, the subtleties of 1792 make it incomparably brash and bold, yet smooth and balanced. 1792. Yeah, this.
Yummy.
Yes, it is. Well, this is actually one of my favorites, and this is a brand new one. And I wanted to save this one for a special real estate day. I bought this; it was on sale a couple months back, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait. And today's the day, man. Here, want a sip? See, you got to bring one of these one day, Sam. You got to bring a bourbon of the week. If you do a bourbon, I don't know if you're a bourbon guy or not, but I'll tell you, this one's good. Easy sipper right here. Well, I'm going to do the cheers of the week. And I had a chance to head out to see a show and meet one of my YouTube subscribers. And yeah, there he is, Don. Don, you get the cheers of the week, dude. It was nice hanging out. His daughter is Brooke Lee. She's going to be, she's a Nashville singer. She's been singing everywhere. She's opened up for some big acts. And she was performing in Buffalo. And I got a chance to meet Don, who's been a long-term shareholder, a long-time subscriber. So, Don, cheers to you. Cheers of the week, bro. Salute. That was too much. That was too much for Sam to handle. That's it. He said, I'm done. He said, I'm done with this. I think he'll be back. I think he lost connection. Oh, my gosh. Well, yes. Wayward, what is up? I think I'm going to have a fire tonight. Why don't you come join me? I know what he would say. We don't have the luxury of waking up late tomorrow because you are. Oh, wait, here he's back. I thought you were so disgusted with my bourbon choice that. Are we talking GRPS now?
Oh, we're going GRPS.
Are we doing shrimp? We talk shrimp.
Shrimp action.
Shrimp action. So they put out a tweet, and I'm actually going to pull this up. I put a video out and tagged them in it, a clip from, and I'm going to show you the clip. Basically, where I talked about farm the door, and he corrected me, said farm the table. So let me take a look at. There it is. Just bear with me right here. Man, oh man. I did have it pulled up earlier, and he replied to me, I think. Okay, here it is. Let me share this with you guys. Just and I got to get better at this this stuff here. Nope, that's not it. Come on, E-Rock. You could do this. All right.
Production value.
Yeah, production value 0. This guy's a loser. So I was talking about the vision of farm the door. Yeah, I know. I'm out. I'm done. And that's it. I'm done. Transam Aqua replied to my my post. We will have an update on our farm to table program next week. That to me is absolutely freaking exciting. Totally exciting. And I mean, yeah, because I like Butcher Box, I like Good Shop. These companies that are giving you quality products delivered to your door, I think is amazing. So I'm excited, and hell, maybe he could even join us and share with us a little information on that. That'd be great. Adam, you're always welcome. Let's actually look at one of the latest clips. That way, I just want to share this with you guys if you haven't seen it already. I think Jord asked a really good question last time. And so check this out. This is Jord.
Your better version being that, you're going to be able to verify.
I'm going to give him the whole floor so that we give the whole question.
Huge issue just in general across the board and the shrimp industry. Is there any plans that you have about promoting or touting your shrimp as a healthier, better version, being that, you're going to be able to verifiably show that you have no heavy metals and this and that, having a closed end system and competing against people who don't have the consumer's best interests at heart for their products?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And part of that is like there's industry like certifications out there. One of them is the best aquaculture practices that's issued by the Global Seafood Alliance. So that is something we're actively working on. Whether or not we get there by the time we come to the harvest is going to be dependent on a lot of different factors. It's a pretty rigorous audit program, and so like our main focus this year is shrimp in the ponds, shrimp out of the ponds, collect the money, make sure that that bottom number line has black is in black, not in red. But that certification will definitely kind of support all of the things that we tout and all the things that we know that we do from our shrimp's perspective. So like I said, no discharge, no effect to the local environment because we don't affect the local ecosystem. We don't discharge any of the water back into the local effluent. Also, we don't use antibiotics. Heavy metals are monitored for and addressed. And then also there's, we can be completely chem-free as well. So depending on the product of what the customers want, we can be completely chem-free. And that means quick processing, flash freezing, getting that essentially out of the ponds. And then 6 hours later, it's already frozen. So like you get that flash freezing, almost methodology to it. So, but then also too, domestic product to the United States. We have some serious requirements through Texas Park and Wildlife that we have to adhere to, but then also from a processing standpoint with the FDA. So all the facilities that we use are FDA approved, FDA certified, and as part of the, like I said, the best aquaculture practices program that we're looking at, there's a whole menagerie of sustainability things in there as well that will definitely start pumping out as we get closer to harvest. So for us, branding is going to be super important, especially because we're going to be in a niche market for a little bit of time here. Even when the farm is fully pumping and running and we've got every single pond running 2.5 cycles a year, we've got everything going at 100%, efficiency. We're still only going to be a small dent in terms of what we can produce at the farm. At that point, branding is going to be super important. Pricing power will be super important. But then also kind of how can we expand that into other, we'll call it system developments for the shrimp. We have the ability to expand the farm that we currently have in some manner. We can probably add another 500 acres pretty easily. So we'll just have to see, kind of how it goes. But branding is going to be super important for us. And it's going to be a lot of focus around the responsibility that we take in raising the shrimp, the traceability, really formalizing the kind of like, we'll call it like the lineage of growth. So like right now, we'll call it, let's say, 90 days from now, shrimp hits the market, shrimp hits your plate, Eric, and you say, Adam, tell me where the shrimp came from. And I can tell you, processed on this day, harvested on this day, came from this pond, came from this nursery, this batch in the hatchery.
Wow.
Its parents. These are the genetic testing that was done on the parents and also on the shrimp that was grown. So for us, developing kind of like I wouldn't say like QR coding to say, okay, here's the chain of custody of my shrimp type thing, but that might be something that might become available to us. But that overall kind of transparency from farm to table definitely is something that we'll be incorporating into our branding and as we get closer to the harvest.
I mean, that is completely exciting, dude. That is. I could tell by the way he talks and carries himself, like this is going to be some legit stuff.
Yeah, no, I like it. The food production is not really something I understand that well, but I do. So I haven't really invested in it, but I may one day. It's very interesting hearing him talk and learning about it. So I like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, basically like controlling the genetics, controlling, everything. And basically it's sort of like, when you get like your butcher box turkey and it can tell you what farm it came from, what lot it came, all that stuff. Like that's awesome. So I'm very, very excited about it. 911, what's your emergency? My husband is drunk again. This time he is naked on our roof, screaming something about drones and $5 million. How the hell did you know that happened last night when I went on a CYBL tirade? That's it. He went on a tirade again. He's out there. He's angry.
Couldn't go
something about skull and crossbones and hidden treasure.
we can go whole live stream with that CYBL.
Oh, honestly, you know what? I can't wait. And I do firmly believe that the CE is going to come off, and we're going to have a virtual party, and I am going to go live. I mean, obviously, if I'm at work, I can't. But like the day that we do it, if it's, I mean, plan on that evening. You know, we are going to totally cover CYBL big time because it's, you know what, there's a lot going on. I mean, they're a legit company. They're listed in filings for the DOD. They're on the Department of Defense um, spending bill. So I mean, I don't think this was a rug pull. I just think they have really shitty filings. I mean,
Agreed.
that's what I mean. And I don't think like Mark was like, you know, oh, I'm gonna get him. You know, he's not he's not like that guy. I mean, I've talked with him. Granted, I've only talked to him a couple times, but you know, I think he's a quality person. I think that this is a big learning experience for him, and you know what, he's always welcome to come back on and you know, share things. And hopefully, he's not too in deep with the DoD where he could. I'd be like, I could just imagine. So, Mark, what's your favorite color? That is certified under the DoD. I can't release that information. I would be disappointed.
Under advice from my counsel. Oh, did we missing? Oh, we got another super question. Quiet Quest is on a roll today.
Quiet Quest, shout out to you.
How
All right.
much? This is a E-Rick question.
How much Isla shares do you need to lock up? All right, so I think, and I was talking with Jordan about this, and we were like, now we're speculating. All right, Jordan did ask you. All right, oh here, I didn't even see this. We don't know yet, but based on my guess, there'll be a minimum. It'll be a minimum of 500,000. I hope that's not the case, and they will tell us how many people they're trying to get to lock up a certain amount. Well, if that's the case, I'm not locking up any of them because I have 340,000 shares and 36,000 invested in this company. If that's not enough to lock up, then I'm up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Screwed by Alice. That's what would happen. And I'm being 100% honest. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That would suck for somebody like me. But you know, and mind you, I did not buy at 30 and 40. You know, I've had averages from 6 cents to 10 cents where I'm at now. So I do think it's going to be tier based, like I was saying. And like we were talking about it, I think that you are going to be able to lock up in 100,000 share chunks. That's my personal opinion. That's my wish. I would lock up probably the majority of my shares at this point based on the feeling I'm getting and the excitement that's building. He says, I will loan you shares. You know, we're good enough friends where like we would do that for each other because that's just how we roll. Hey, he's part of the private investment group and he's a great guy. Iraq, we took a vote and we have named your hairdo Tragically Hip. Yeah. As long as it's not like bodaciously balding because I'm losing it. You know, I was leaving to go to a meeting earlier, a real estate meeting, and my son goes, you know, you look pretty old like that. I was like, are you kidding me right now? You're using that old card on me, man?
You're an old man.
I'm 40, dude. Old.
The big 4-0.
The hairdo Tragically Hip. That's funny. Actually, we're going to go see this weekend. We're going to go check out a band. I do love the Tragically Hip. We're going to see the Strictly Hip down at the waterfront in Buffalo, and it's going to be great. They're actually performing with the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, so it's going to be a badass show. They're a great cover band. I mean, they are really, really good, and I'm excited to see them. So, and I know Wayward's going to be there. I know a couple of us are going to be down there. So, if you're in the area and you're not creepy and crazy, because I will have my posse with me, we'll be all over you like wet on rice. And I'm just kidding. But no, if you're in the Buffalo area and you want to come check out the Strictly Hip, check it out and come find me. Just don't kill me. All right. I did not tell anybody to buy a stock. All right. Did not tell anybody to buy anything. This is not financial advice. Remember that.
Yeah, nothing. No financial advice here, guys.
This is not financial. This is just we're having some fun. And that's what this is all about, is quality due diligence, firsthand due diligence. Listen, there's a lot of things you could get from other channels. One thing that I promise to do here is always have on the CEOs, have on management, have on private investors, and just really just like talk shop and learn. I am learning so much. And in my honest opinion, I've only learned about 15 to 20% of what I probably should know. Probably not even that. I'm giving myself too much credit. But you don't stop learning. You never stop learning. I talked to a gentleman today, you know, at the real estate meeting. You know, he's been doing it 10 years. And he says there's always something to learn. You're always learning something. There's always a tool or something that you're going to use, you know, to benefit you, whether it is in real estate and stock trading, investing, or even in your career. You know, I know for a fact that, you know, Sam Aker does spend those evening nights watching those know before videos. Who does it?
I'm a big data privacy guy, all right? Or not data, data protection, data security.
This guy gotta watch it again.
No phishing emails coming through me.
You know that the wife looks at the folder, it says private. She's like, "What's this?" And it's all this know before.
I knew it.
I knew he was watching those know before tutorials. That's why he's so good at his job.
Do we running out of time here?
Yeah, I think we're. You know what? This was a good show today.
Yeah.
I did. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna cover DVLP another time. I did want to have Mr. Hobbs on. He was big in DVLP. He addressed it before, and yes, I know they. There was a whole bankruptcy thing under subchapter, chapter 11, subchapter 5. Not fun there. But for anybody still holding that, it sucks when you have those things happen. It's not. I mean, had you known that was an option and were expecting it, it would be one thing. When you don't know, it's coming at you. It's like a kick to the nuts. So we are going to talk DVLP another time. Definitely. I'm glad we had a chance. This is always an open platform, guys. So IGPK, I'm actually going to, there is something in the works where we may do a remote virtual tour, and I'm going to do that live. I think it's going to be pretty damn cool to see the facility. And Stevie-O, I know you wanted him to talk more about basically, and what the hell, I'll just put this up here right now. Hang on, let me get rid of this and just share this last one because I thought this was a good tweet today. Somebody didn't, which is pretty funny. But they did post this, and Houdini Labs believes they have located the equipment they need to quadruple daily production from 30 refined liters to 120 refined liters per day. All right. Remember, they supply the suppliers. This is big money. Houdini has placed a deposit and is having the machine inspected. These machines cost $600,000 new. Houdini operates one new machine. This one is used with limited hours at a substantial discount. IGPK will have more exciting updates soon. They did add some shares, so maybe that's what this was for. Another thing is the math sort of is weird to me because they're adding one new machine, and yet they're going to quadruple production. So I don't know if they have two machines now, or that one doesn't make sense to me. You would think it would go from 30 to 60, but who am I? All right. He'll have a chance to answer that question when I give it to him. So that's all I got here. Sam, dude, it's always good to have you on with some insight and just hanging out, dude.
Yeah, it's always fun. I love coming on here, man. Thanks for having me again. I feel like I was just about to say, I think Jord.
Here for Sam Aker. Yeah, we make things awkward real quick here, dude.
Wait, was I muted while that little soundbite was playing?
I think you were.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah. I think Jord probably answered more questions than we did in the chat. He was on fire today.
I give him those private Buffalo Fireside shares, those ones we talked about. Shh,
Shh. Dilution. Secret dilution.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, listen, guys, this was fun. This was fun. It was all fun and games until somebody got hurt. All right. Listen, watch your before videos. A special thanks to Rob, the producer. Jord, thanks for answering a bunch of those questions. Shout out to everybody that came onto this live today. We're going to do this every Wednesday at 8. We're going to be consistent. If you ever want to jump on the show, if you have a personality like Sam Aker, that has a lot of, vibrato for due diligence and filings. Hey, and if you want to share charts, I'm looking for somebody actually that would like to step up and do some charting live on the BFC. So if you want to do some charting for us, you are welcome. Hit me a DM and we'll talk. Rob, shout out to you again. And Sam, thank you for coming on the BFC, dude.
Oh, of course. Anytime.
All right. And guys, always remember, there's more that binds us than breaks us. Peace out.